I appealed my 2019 conviction of trafficking based on ineffective assistance of counsel. And my argument, based on facts, was that the defense attorney knowingly and willfully withheld dash cam video from me and the arrest officer investigation report. He withheld that from me. Didn't give me the opportunity to make a sound decision on my defense without this evidence. And the reason that he did this because that evidence, that dash cam video and that investigation report proved beyond a reasonable doubt that the probable cause that led to my arrest was fabricated. Without no probable cause, they have no case. I was arrested based on a turn signal violation, y'all, for a car that didn't belong to me, for a car that I wasn't driving. So the first question is, why he been arrested for a turn signal violation? The turn signal violation allegedly led to them searching the car and found some drugs in the car. Once again, the car that I was not driving, a car that did not belong to me. When the drugs were found, the driver confessed and said that this man don't have nothing to do with this. I had nothing on my person, nothing on me, about me, that connected me to the drugs. But yet I was arrested. Once again, based on the fact that this man allegedly made a turn signal violation. He made a turn without using a turn signal. Like I said, my attorney had the dash cam video that proved and showed that in the exact location that they documented and said he didn't use a turn signal, he did. It's flashing, bright as day. You can see it. You can see it as the police approaching, trying to catch up to the car turning corners. Every time the car turned the corner on that video, the turn signal was flashing. But I was arrested because allegedly he didn't use a turn signal. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Now, based on these facts, the fact that he did use a turn signal, that was fabricated. Based on the fact that when the drugs were found, he confessed and said that I had nothing to do with the drugs found in the car that he was driving that they know belonged to him. On top of the fact that before I even got into his car, they was already in pursuit of him for the suspicion of him trafficking drugs. I was in his car maybe 2 minutes before the alleged traffic stop, turn signal violation traffic stop. 2 minutes. That's it. And like I said, before I entered that car, they was already after him based on the suspicion of him trafficking drugs. Him and him alone. No unknown party, not him and Eddie, not him and an unknown party, just him and him alone. They was already in pursuit of him for the suspicion of trafficking drugs. So with these facts, that y'all was already in pursuit of this man for the suspicion of trafficking drugs before Eddie Ash even came around, there has to be some evidence that shifts the blame. Some material, physical evidence that they found in his car or on me that says, oh, he got something to do with this. There is none. There is none, period. So with that fact, those facts, and the fact that my attorney had the dash cam video, never revealed it to me. And the whole time he got this video, this man told me repeatedly, there's no way I can win this case. There's no way I can win this case. He could never really tell me why he couldn't, lawfully. He pulled the race card on me and said that this is Clark County, the worst county that you want to catch a case in. He said that you're going to go to court. It's going to be a white, a low income, not well educated, blue collar, all white jury, and they're not going to believe you over these white police officers. He pulled the race card. They're not going to believe you over these white police officers, man. no matter what I say. The whole time, all he had to do is present the fact that the probable cause that they listed for my arrest was fabricated. That's the end of the case. Case dismissed. There's nothing else to do. But he didn't do that. And I presented this argument to the appeals court, and the appeals court said if he felt like that wasn't significant, then he didn't have to present it, so that wasn't ineffective. He's my defense attorney. So why would he not present evidence in my favor? The weight of that evidence has to be presented in my favor. Because if it don't, then the lie, which is the probable cause, the turn signal violation, the reason for me being arrested, it wins. You don't put no argument up against this probable cause, this lie of a probable cause. It stands. And the appeals court, not carrying the weight of that evidence, said, well, he can do that. Do that make sense? Not only does it don't make sense, there's no law that says he can do that. It's actually contrary. He can't do that. He cannot do that. He's obligated as my defense attorney to present evidence in my favor, even if he don't like it. Long as it's within the confines of the law, he's supposed to do it. Period. He cannot decide that this evidence, especially the weight of this evidence, this proves that the probable cause for my arrest is a lie, and you're going to say, oh, that don't matter. Make it make sense. It don't make sense. It's unlawful. That is material evidence that proves that the probable cause that led to my arrest, that led to my indictment, that led to my conviction is a lie. Now, if that information proves that I did something wrong, oh, then it's significant. Then the appeals court, where the weight of the evidence proves that you're guilty, so we're not overturning this conviction. But the weight of the evidence proves that you're not guilty. We don't have to present it for you. And that's just the way it is. That's what they said. That's a fact of this matter that I'm dealing with. Evidence that could free me, oh, we ain't got to present that. It don't matter. We could actually sweep it under the rug, replace it with lies to the grand jury. We're going to take these lies to the grand jury because the facts in this case don't get you indicted. So we're going to sweep those facts under the rug. We're going to recreate the facts, submit it to the grand jury, because we know these facts that we recreate is going to secure you an indictment and a conviction. It's in the paperwork. It's in the video. The statement that man made, that the driver made, saying that I wasn't involved, didn't get presented to the grand jury. The statement that the arresting officer made in his investigation report, that he was advised of the turn signal violation prior to the traffic stop, that Springfield detective Jason Villa told him this man committed a turn signal violation in this location. He said it in his own report. That didn't make it to the grand jury. They had their Springfield, fellow Springfield police officer friend, colleague, Officer Massey, write up a sworn affidavit to the grand jury that the arrested officer witnessed the turn signal violation, then pulled the car over. It was a total lie. He never witnessed it. And his dash cam video and his investigation report proves that. So they didn't submit that to the grand jury. You understand what I'm saying? My attorney knew all this, withheld this information from me, and told me I can't win this case. Ain't no way I can win this case. And if you can't go forward with this motion to suppress, Eddie. If you go forward with this motion to suppress, the prosecutor is going to re-indict you as a major drug offender. You're going to be facing 20 years. And you're going to lose. You're going to get that 20 years. There's no way I can win. The jury is not going to believe you because you're black and these line police officers are white, so they're not going to believe you. They're going to convict you. That's a fact. That's what I was told. And I present this evidence to the Ohio appeals court, and they said, well, if he felt like, literally, yo, evidence that proved that the probable cause for me being arrested, video evidence, the championship of evidence is video when it comes to court cases, to call any case. If you got video showing this person committed a crime, they get convicted. I got video, and this video proves that the police committed a crime. And the appeals court said, it don't matter. The Ohio Disciplinary Council, when I submitted the information to them about the attorney, we ain't gonna even investigate it. I submitted the evidence. I sent them the video. I broke it down. This is what the arresting officer said. This was never presented to the grand jury. This is what Springfield Police Officer Massey said. This is what went to the grand jury. What he said is a lie, and it's proven a lie by the arresting officer. He said the arresting officer saw something, and the arresting officer in his own investigation report said he did not see that. And they say, we ain't investigating it at all. They didn't want to even address it, because if they addressed it, they'd have had to hand down disciplinary action on his attorneys. And they hand down disciplinary action on the attorneys, the prosecutor and my defense attorney. That means that my case get dismissed. All these people has conspired to deny me my constitutional right of probable cause and due process. All of them. And because I'm black and they don't want to, get these white people in trouble, go to prison, do your time, and that's just the way it is. These people committed crimes, perjury, violation of my civil rights is a crime on the local level and the federal level. Deprivation of rights under the color of a law, conspiracy of deprivation of rights under the color of law. These are criminal acts that have prison sentences. Why they don't have to be held accountable for the crimes that they committed? But I'm being forced to be held. I'm forced accountability for something that I didn't even do. And the evidence shows that, man, we ain't got no reason to lock this man up. Everything is on the driver. And that man stuck his chest out and admitted to it, like, that man don't have nothing to do with this. In this car that belongs to me, that I'm driving, he ain't got nothing to do with it. And they had no physical evidence to say otherwise, but they still locked me up. And the appeals court said that's okay, that your attorney didn't argue, he didn't present this heavy evidence. He didn't present it, oh, well, that's just the way it is. And that's not lawful. That's against the law. He has an obligation to present evidence in my favor, whether he likes it or not. If he don't like it, then he say, I don't want to defend this guy. But the facts are the facts. But when the facts free a black man in Ohio, those facts get ignored. They get swept under the rug and they create some more facts. No, I ain't gonna say they create facts. They lie and present them as facts. And the people that's supposed to stop them from presenting these lies as facts is conspiring with them. Because when the police submitted that affidavit that totally contradicted what the arresting officer said, that totally contradicted what the dash cam video of that arresting officer shows, that prosecutor had an obligation to his job to not pursue charges. It's the law. It's a disciplinary council rule. The disciplinary council governs attorneys and judges, defense attorneys and prosecuting attorneys. That prosecutor, according to, is it A8? I can't read the right statute, but according to the statute, he should have never pursued charges. She should have never pursued charges based on the facts of this case. But they presented lies. When I presented this to the appeals court, I presented how my attorney was complicit in these lies. The appeals court said, oh, you can do that. How many more people in Springfield, Ohio has been victimized by this police department submitting false affidavits to the grand jury? How many other people have been victimized by Clark County Prosecution Office turning a blind eye to these lies and still pursuing charges and convictions based on known lies? When you got the championship of evidence proving that what they saying is a lie, they just turn their head. They all complicit. They all broke the law. When you know this is a lie and you keep pursuing charges, that's against the law. Anybody can challenge me. I got the paperwork. I got the video that they tried to destroy. It. The State Highway Patrol deleted it. My attorney, when I had to threaten him with going to the Bar Association to get the stuff, when I got the DVD, it was scratched up. Wouldn't even play right. I had to go through a lot just to get 10 minutes of this video. It's a 2-hour-long DVD of this traffic stop. Hour and a half, 2 hours long. I was able to recover 10 minutes from this scratched up DVD. And there's 2 DVDs in this thing. The other one clear as day, not a scratch on it. But the one on this traffic stop was scratched up, man. And by the grace of God and everything that's righteous, I was able to get the critical 10 minutes that shows the pursuit and the traffic stop. That's only the Most High. That's the only thing I was able to recover off this scratched up DVD. Why is it this the only DVD that was scratched up out of the ones that I received? This ain't coincidence, y'all. It's a conspiracy. And the people that's in place to stop this from happening is complicit. Ignore the facts when it frees a black man, but run with them when they convict him. The appeals court would have upheld it if they said, this video showed that man not using the turn signal. Eddie had drugs in his pocket. Now, I see them upholding the conviction then. But I didn't have nothing on me. The driver told him he don't have nothing to do with it. The video shows that he did use a turn signal. So why did I do time? Why was I indicted? They don't have to be held. They don't have to answer that. They don't have to answer to the lies. Because the appeals court, the prosecution, the judges on their side. I have a civil lawsuit because I could prove that they violated my civil rights. And none of the attorneys in Ohio want to take my case. And I had to think about it. Why? Because it'd be a domino effect. And everybody, and one of those dominoes that falls is going to be a white person on account of a black man. And they refuse. They would rather let their unlawful conviction of mine stand. Let the turmoil that it caused my life. Don't worry about the $90,000 job that I lost based on their lies. Bro, that don't matter. Because we don't want these lying white people. These people that's neglecting their duty. These people that's using their position of service as a position of power to victimize people under the color of the law. We don't want them to go down. We don't want them to be held accountable for breaking the law. So we all gonna make sure that that don't happen. Because when you look at the evidence in this case, and you look how everyone that I went to and presented to approached it, it's clear as day. My evidence is real. It's material. These ain't allegations, not empty allegations. I got the paperwork and the video to prove everything that I said about what these police and this prosecution did. People just like, man, Ain't nobody finna do that for you. I done contacted the what's his name, Joyce Hoyce down there, the Justice Department down there. They tell me they don't investigate cases like that. Like what? That was their response. I got the email. I said, man, you don't wait. The state's attorney's office do not investigate police misconduct. The fact of the matter, you don't even have to investigate. I got all the evidence right here. All you have to do is just go to them and question them and watch them lie themselves right into a conviction. Because anything they say is not, you can't dispute the material facts. You cannot dispute the evidence. They say they ain't even investigating. Everyone I went to, and I understand because the magnitude of what they've done. Because there's so many different people that committed a crime and arresting me, getting an indictment on me, and me serving that time. Everybody, from the police to the prosecutors, committed a conspiracy to deprive me of my civil rights. That's a fact. It's in the books. I done read it over and over and over again. I done seen it on TV. See, on TV, you got these people unfortunately dying. So their cases are coming to light. But a case like this, when there's drugs involved and they lying to the court to get indictments, you ain't dead. You just served 2 years. But you have to understand the behavior is what leads them to end up killing somebody. When you allow them to get away with this. Where they're not being held accountable for their actions don't get better or change. They get worse. My case would cause a domino effect in Springfield, Ohio. My civil case would cause a problem for the prosecution, for the mayor, for the Springfield Police Department, for the appeals court, for the Ohio Supreme Court disciplinary council, because I got all the paperwork and all the lies and all the unlawful excuses. I got them documented. And when they send me the unlawful excuse, like the Ohio disciplinary council, when I write back to them like, well, your rules say this. Where in your rule book does it say what you just told me? We just ain't gonna do it. You're just not going to do it. And I kept asking myself, why is they doing this? Because it's a black man bringing accountability to some white people. Because it's a black man bringing accountability to the system, the justice system, the law system. It's a black man exposing how they abuse their position of service as a position of power. We ain't going to do that. You just got to suffer. How many more got to suffer for these unlawful people in these positions not being held accountable for their lies and their dereliction of duty? How many more? What ain't no attorney out there have the balls to say, we gonna do what's right. Forget who it's affecting. Forget how many people it's gonna affect. We're doing what's right. They messed my life up based on a lie. You cannot say just because you say you guilty. Can't do that. You can't say just because this man chose to have whatever he had in his car that you guilty. Especially when you was in pursuit of him and him only. When his whole case is about him. The only thing about this case when you look at the discovery of evidence is that I was in the car when they pulled the car over. That's it. Even the prosecution said he ain't the target. He wasn't the target of this investigation. He was just a passenger in the car. Just a passenger in the car. That's not a crime. If I had something on me that connected me to these drugs, If you have somebody saying that I was involved in this, that's a different story. Now you got an argument. Now you got a probable cause. Me being in that car, especially when y'all was already in pursuit of that man before I got in that car, does not make me complicit. So they had to lie to make me complicit. And I could prove it.